Hi, welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. You're watching the Roundtable. This is a segment where we bring you experts to help you understand the hot topics of the day. And today, we have two of the best. We have Alex Kabba. He is the publisher and editor-in-chief of the African Abroad newspaper here in New York City. Alex Kabba, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you.
And we also have Bayo Oluwasanmi. He's a political analyst here in the United States. Bayo, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you. I'm glad to be with you.
Now, we know that in 17 days, Americans will go to the polls to elect the new president of the United States. It could either be Mr. Barack Obama or Mr. Mitt Romney. Now, I want us to start this roundtable with discussion on the American election. And I want to go to Alex Kabba, being that you are a publisher and you hear from Africans all over America. And one of the questions that most people ask is, in their quiet moment, they ask, what has Obama done for me? Why should we vote for Obama? Can you help us understand what Africans in America are feeling about Obama's presidency and this quest by him to get a second term?
Well, if I were to ask a question, I would say, what has Obama done to me as a Nigerian and as an African? I will just tell you a lot. Number one, there is a psychological effect. The psychological effect of saying there is no man born in this world or woman that is of more race that is bigger or more superior to the other. So the election of Barack Obama has perpetuated that point of racial superiority that some people have in the United States and elsewhere in the world. So that is number one. And the second one is that it also brings to light that anybody, anywhere in the world, if given the right condition, can rise to the top. So those are the two factors that really are universal, that apply to every black man in the world. Then, coming home, they will not say, how has the election of Obama benefited the average American, be they of whatever tribe they are? Well, considering the mess that he made, created by his predecessor, I think he has done well. Now, he now has a universal health care plan, which they derisively call Obamacare, and he has been able to remove the stop the war. I mean, the war in Iraq. He has removed American troops from there, and he has at least till now not be able to launch the war to another war. The way the Bush administration was just going to war all over the place and turning the world into a war theater. So, and even when it comes to the economy, the American economy, we know it's struggling, but recent statistics have shown that the economy is in the uptick right now, considering the fact that the unemployment rate has gone down to 7.8 from 8%. And now, so I believe that Barack Obama, considering the roadblock that he had gotten from the Congress, deserves to be elected for the next 4 years.
Bayo, the weeks before, a few weeks ago, the election was not supposed to be close. Obama was supposed to win in an easy manner. But in the last few weeks, following the first debate, it's changed and everything has changed and it's now a toss-up. What do you think really happened? Is it just that debate or is there something else going on here?
Well, I think there are two things that were involved. The first thing is the debate. Because, in my opinion, Americans, most of the time, they value schedule more than the substance. Because of the poor performance of Mr. Obama during the first debate, many people were disappointed. But then they didn't realize the position that he was on because this man was trying to navigate a delicate balance. He wasn't trying to be too pushy and at the same time to make his voice heard on what he was going to do. Number two, because of the advertisement by Romney, full of lies. So many of these advertisements have been able to persuade some voters to his own side. But the second debate changed everything, as we can see that. And from the polls now, Obama is leading all the states that are very important to the electoral process.
All right. Let me go back to you, Alex Kabba. But someone I think is Bayo, please. If you have your volume of your computer on, could you please turn it down? We are still getting the echo. Alex Kabba, let me ask you. On Monday there will be a new debate, the third one, and it will be on foreign affairs. If you had a chance to ask a question for Africans or about Africa, what would be the question you are going to ask Mitt Romney or Obama?
Well, the question I will ask the President Barack Obama, without any prejudice, I will say, Mr. President, what are you going to do about Africa? I will realize that you are kind of running away from the perception that you are going to be favorable to Africa, so you have never really concentrated much on African policy. How are you going to now come about to stop so much corruption in Africa? What is your policy towards Africa? Because I know he was running away from many of the things. Even President Bush, I will not lie to you, was more closer in African issue than President Obama. Obama was really running away from anything that can link him to either being called a Black American or be called an African. So now that he has been re-elected, and I hope that is what's the case, what are you going to do differently from what you did in your first time?
Yeah, that's interesting. So, Bayo, let's say this question was asked to Obama and Romney. What would be their answer? What answer do you expect Obama to give? And what answer do you expect Romney to give? What are you going to do for Africa? Who do you think, let me frame it this way. Who do you think will do more for Africa? Who do you think is good for Africa?
Well, given the history of democratic presidents, we see that the Democrats are far more better for Africa than the Republicans. So I will give that to Obama that during the second term, he will do better for Africa than Mitt Romney. Because I believe the Republicans have no agenda for Africa. But Obama, being an African and being a Democrat, is sure to be able to do better than the Republican president.
All right, one more question on this American election before we go to Ondo State, which is really what is going on right now. Mr. Kabba, I'll give you the last question on the American election. If we wake up on November 7th and discover that Romney won the election, what should Africans in the United States expect? What should those at home expect? And how would they adjust to the new reality?
Well, God forbid that Romney should win. But with the new reality is that, you were able to deceive a lot of Americans to get elected. But I don't think it will change the fortune of Africans or the fortune of Black Americans in the United States. What it will just show is that there are very many people out there who are ready to vote for somebody who is among the top 1% and really don't know what it feels to be of middle class or to be on your or to be hard on your luck. So I don't think it will change anything, any perception. The only thing is that the right-wingers and the racists in America will not be able to remove the fact that a black man has occupied the White House.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Now, let's go to Ondo State, where, as we speak, elections are going on, and it's a very tough election. We have the Labour Party governor, Mimiko, trying to hold on and get a second term in Ondo State. At the same time, we have the SCN trying to get control of Ondo State and make it a total control of the Southwest governor's position. And the PDP struggling to get an inroad into the Southwest. Now, let me come to you, Bayo. I don't know what part of the Southwest you come from, but how do you see what's going on in Ondo State?
Well, I'm from a city state, very close to Ondo anyway.
Okay.
What I see going on in Ondo State is power tussle. Anyway, I don't belong to any of the parties over there. But then I want Mimiko to win the second term. because the ACN is trying to control Mimico from the post of Red so far. But the man refused to be played by their own rules. He is the governor of the state. He should be given free hand to operate. So with Tinubu coming in as the godfather, that makes things so bad for the electoral process in Ondo State. And I believe the people of Ondo State should be able to choose the best man for them for the second term.
Okay, now, Alex Kabba, who has more at stake? Is it the Mimico, or is it the Tinubu-backed SCN, or is it the PDP?
If I would tell you today, I would tell you I would begin with Mimico. Mimico is one of those men that I would say are traitors to their godfathers. Now he's talking of godfather. Now when he was going to put it on the road to go and lie down to beg the man, he didn't tell us about godfather. Now that he has betrayed his godfather and has eaten his vomit, he's not coming to tell everybody that this is not so. The issue of godfather is not so. I don't think Mimico is even the issue in this election. It's the Southwest integration. You see, the economic development that is going on in the Southwest, it should be an example to the whole of Nigeria. So many people believe that maybe when Nigeria look at the Southwest, where they are developing and they come to the 21st century, maybe the Nigerian government will now realize that, whoa, so it's possible to have a high-speed railroad from Ibadan to Lagos to Ekiti to Osogbo. You know, these are the plans that the Action Congress of Nigeria has put forward that I have seen. They want to turn the Southwest of Nigeria into something of a mini United States. So they believe that Mimico will be the Labour government is not ready to cooperate. They're going to be a kind of a stumbling block to this plan. So from the way I have seen the way Nigeria being run, as if there's no care for the poor. But I realize that the Action Congress of Nigeria, the government in Nigeria, try to show the people of Nigeria that there is something called governance in people's life. So from what I've heard about Mimico, I believe he has betrayed the people to put him there. So that's why the tussle is so much right there, because it's like what I would call the Yoruba will say you broke my bottle, I'm going to break your egg. I'm going to break your egg. That's what is going on in Ondo State. So I know it's a two-horse race between Mimico and Akeredolu, and some of us who have been following the progressive of Nigeria, we are looking for Akeredolu because we don't want government as usual anymore in Nigeria. So we are hoping that Akeredolu will trash Mimico today, so that his treasuries can now come to him and bury him under his lies that he has been telling people in Ondo State.
Now, Alex, before you go, because I don't want to go to Bayo without asking you this question. Are you saying that Mimico betrayed the people, or that he betrayed his godfather Tinubu? And what is wrong with betraying a godfather?
If they say that it's a manner of speech that if you are coming, if you knowingly go and enter into an arrangement, even if it's a contract, nobody forced you to do it. Why are you going to come here now and complain about Godfather? When he was in court seeking the so-called mandate, and he was looking for help, and he went to this actuality that is now maligning today, he didn't know that he was going to go and tell people from those states that, oh, I'm groveling before Ashwaju in Lagos so that I can get back my mandate. Did he really go? Now he's denying all of them. How can you be a governor and not truthful and be dishonest like that you did not do it? You wanted to videotape you before you know that.
Kabba, from what I read, he said that he paid for the cost of the court proceedings, that he doesn't owe Tinubu, and you're saying that he's lying. Is that what you're saying?
I'm telling you that Mimico is one of the most dishonest Christians I've ever seen. Listen, his history is littered with people that betrayed. He betrayed ex-governor Gagu. He betrayed Jimmy. He betrayed ex-governor Alifas. He even betrayed that third timer that is said. He betrayed him too. So he has a history of betraying people. And he has betrayed people from those states because, number one, on those states are not a policing state. It shouldn't be where it is today. You know, they should be competing with Lagos State in the infrastructural development.
Now,
so that's what I'm trying to say. It's not just to say I'm a governor without being able to see something to show for it that you have really impacted on the life of your people. Not just being a governor for show alone.
Okay,
let me go to Lagos and see what's going on in Lagos.
Yeah.
So that's what they want to bring to Ondo State. And we are not going to sit on the sideline and say we are trying to be fair or we are not going to intervene. We are going to be analysts of fair mind when we know that people just go there and want to steal money and not even try to help people that they are supposed to be governing. Okay,
let me go to Bayo. Bayo, Kabba is kind of suggesting that Mimiko is an obstacle to the Southwest economic integration. Are you seeing something like that? Is Mimiko the person stopping the kind of development going on in Lagos from getting to the rest of the Southwest? And do you think that this development is in Ekiti State, where you come from?
Well, first, let us remember that politics makes for a strange bed police. Tinubu and Mimiko, at the time, they were good friends. But then there's what we call permanent, there's no permanent friend but permanent interest. That Mimiko refused to be subservient to Tinubu doesn't mean he's a traitor. You see? If Mimiko had done very well for the people of Ondo State, it's work to show that, and the people will decide who is best for them. I don't see Mimiko as an obstacle to the development of the South region. If Lagos or Ogun, Ekiti, and the rest are determined to be progressive and to make life better for the young people, naturally, other states will emulate those places. So, Mimiko is in no way an obstacle to the development of the South. Because every region, every state has its own governor. And the governor is responsible for whatever happens to that state. And it is the civic responsibility of the state to determine whether the governor should continue or not. Now, for Tinubu to come from Lagos to politicize everything, I read a few minutes ago that they have been reading all over the place, buying food stuff, giving them all this kind of things to read the lecture. That is not how to make you, that is not the way to practice democracy.
Okay,
so
Bayo.
Way Mimiko is an obstacle.
Yeah, Bayo, hold on. Let me point out that after this roundtable, we are going to go back to Ondo State and talk to our correspondents and people we have on the ground to know what is actually happening. But Kabba, let me ask you, how will you describe the role so far played in this campaign by Bola Tinubu? Do you think it is good for democracy in Nigeria or in the Southwest?
The role that actually was played in the Ondo election, in the Ondo politics.
Yes.
He has played a very honorable role in the sense that he has been consistent. He has been consistency in trying to ensure that democracy does not just come because of democracy for the sake of democracy alone. Democracy should mean something to the people of Nigeria. It's not like that for some people I know in the federal government of Nigeria. Democracy just comes so that they can put money in their own pocket and become rich. As you are seeing him there, has the concern and of people at heart, right from our days in the struggle to liberate Nigeria from military rule. So we are of the trust that since he has won Lagos State and he has become the ACN leader, a national leader in the Southwest, it doesn't mean that we have to stop the struggle. The struggle should be waged all the way to the north, to the state where democracy will mean something. So I believe that Oluwasanmi is right to be very, very involved in the political struggle to get power in Nigeria, in Ondo State and in Nigeria in general. So I think you don't expect him to just stay in Lagos. We want the democracy and the dividend of democracy to get all the way to Yobe State, to Borno State, where there's so much militancy because the democracy has failed them. That's why you are seeing the issue of Boko Haram. So It is very well in his power to do that, to go to Fortiscom, to go to everywhere to ensure that democracy means something to all these people who think that because they are democracy, they is to go and start having private jet and flying all over the place as ministers of Nigeria and hiring private jet, and there's no consequence. So that's not democracy for me.
Okay, Bayo, one last. Bayo, hold on. Let me ask you one last question on this topic because we have to go to Patience Jonathan's return. Bayo, my question is this: if by the end of the day we hear that Mimiko lost to SCN, what do you expect to see in Ondo State, knowing the political history of Ondo and the tendency to have a political violence after elections that most people do not agree with?
Is that comment?
Yeah, that's for you, Bayo.
Okay, well, if Mimiko lost the election, I don't think that should cause any problem in the state. What will happen is that now it will be the responsibility of Akeredolu to prove himself that is worthy of the people's vote, and again to show that it's very different from Mimiko. Now going back to the question of the development in the southern states, even the most shouted development in the south is not all that development. For example, in Lagos State, the development is concentrated in the island where the politicians in Ubuako, where they have landed property, like Kleti and others. But when you come to the mainland, there is no development in the mainland. There are no roads. Last July, I went home. I went to Lagos. I read a signpost on a road that was to be constructed. The contract has been awarded over a year. There was nothing done on the road. This is part of Lagos State and inside Lagos. So development is for some area and not for every area. Yes.
All right, let's cover. You appeared as if you were laughing. Are you disagreeing with him?
I was not.
What did you say?
No, I had someone that appeared as if you were laughing. Were you disagreeing with what he was saying about Lagos State and the development in Lagos State?
The way he's talking now, the way my Bayo is talking now, he's looking for a fault. It's like somebody looking for a haystack in a looking for a needle in a haystack. There's so much going on in Lagos State that if you say that one quarter from one road has not been developed for that reason, you are going to condemn all the innovation that the Governor Fashola has done in Lagos State. What we're going to do, I have to say, this is really looking for fault. You have to look for a state that has been acclaimed as one of the best governed in Nigeria, Lagos State. So I don't think that we have perfect democracy or we have perfect development yet. But there are some states in Nigeria, like Delta states, for instance, where the governor is a disgrace. You go to the state, there's no development. It's the capital. There's no development anywhere. So when you not talk of Lagos State that has seen some kind of development, and so it's really around people like me who feels that the governance on democracy dividend is even going on more in the southwest than anywhere in Nigeria, except for Akwa Ibom State.
All right, let's take a pause now.
If I may jump in.
No, Bayo. Let's because we have to talk about. We don't have a lot of time now. We have to talk about Patience Jonathan. But I want you guys to pause. Let's view the video of Patience Jonathan speaking to NTA when she landed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe airport on Wednesday. After the video, then I'll ask you guys questions. So let our viewers watch this video.
Welcome back to Nigeria. Now, what does this mean to you? Look at your people. They've been here for several hours. It's wonderful. First of all, 7 million people. That shows you that wherever there are good works, there must be a bad work. But among the Nigerians, there are only just very few that I feel that they might be talking what they feel, not what God has planned. Because God has a plan for all of us. And God has said it all, that when 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, that he will be in their midst. And Nigerians has gathered and prayed for us. And God listened and had their prayers. So I thank God for that. But at the same time, I will use this opportunity to tell those few ones that are saying that anybody that goes to Villa or Aso Rock, that the person will die. They mention Abacha, they mention Sel Obasanjo, they mention Yaradua, and other people. But those people, why didn't they mention those ones that went there with their families and succeeded? But they still come out alive, and God saved them. We should remember that.
Roundtable. That was a video of Patience Jonathan arriving at the airport in Abuja on Wednesday. We have as our guest today Alex Kabba from the African Abroad newspaper here in New York, and Bayo. Bayo is a political analyst who is joining us somewhere here in the United States. Okay, Alex Kabba. So, 60 days after, do we know where she went to? Where was Patience Jonathan? Where did she come from? Other than knowing that she came from Germany, what was she doing there? Was it a vacation?
I don't know. I really don't know about what happened to our darling first lady. But I don't know that we are thankful that whatever he went to do in Germany, it's okay. He came home alive. But it's also very interesting to know that she also know about the legend that people die when they go to Aso Rock. Either the husband will die or the wife will die. We hope that it does not apply to them because we want them to survive. But the point of the matter is that the benefit of our first lady coming back alive and healthy is that it should tell the husband that people are suffering in Nigeria. We should not just be head of state by the enjoyment of flying all over the place and enjoying to our prime minister. It should make his presidency count because he comes from the same area as me, as us out. It should just make it count. The ministers in his government are stealing money. Please, First Lady, President Jonathan, tell your husband that the corruption in Nigeria is now so much that they now catch people with $7 million at Lagos Airport trying to smuggle them out. That is $1 billion with one person. Where do you think those money are coming from? It's not coming from the private sector. It's coming from the loose accountability in your government. It's coming from people who are now so emboldened to just carry all the allocation of government and change it to dollar and carry them abroad. So please, this is what I will ask our lady from Krika. We are very happy that you are alive. The only thing that people will now benefit from you is to tell your husband that the poor are suffering in Nigeria, and presidency is not just meant as a decoration that I'm a chief president, I'm not a president. It should be seen when it goes all over the place. Did you see the way people in other countries you go to, people are enjoying their life there? Basic things of life, water, power, security. People enjoy it everywhere. That he travels to everywhere. He came to New York. He didn't see anybody eating from the dustbin. Now I have people eating from the dustbin. Even in Yeragua, it's state capital. So I will beg our lady to do that for us. That is the only way that it should be relevant in future, and that's the only way that they will not leave the Aso Rock and become some people who just went there to sit down and president without having benefited the people of Nigeria.
Bayo, do you think that Nigerians deserve to know where she went to and how much it cost the federal government?
Well, Nigerians have the right to know where she's been and how much of taxpayers is been expended on a trip. According to us, the woman was on vacation in but we all know that was a lie. Now coming to the issue of corruption, Ms. Jonathan cannot do anything about corruption because in the first instance, the president was one of the governors wanted by EFCC report for corruption. So in my opinion, is not the best man to fight corruption in Nigeria because he is actively involved. Yeah. So we need somebody who is very neutral and very keen to some extent that can do the job. Jonathan is not the best man to fight corruption in Nigeria as long as he is in charge and PDP is in charge. Corruption will be a way of life in Nigeria.
All right, Alex Kabba, let me come back to you. Now that she's back, what changes are you expecting to see in Abuja now that Patience Jonathan is back? Do you expect changes in the way things were going compared to...
I'm an optimist, but when it comes to President Jonathan and the wife, because I really want to know that I believe that the wife has a lot of influence in his governance. So that's why I'm appealing to her maternal side that she should take pity on people of Nigeria because they have elected her husband. Now she has so much power to kind of instigate the removal of some of the ministers that are so corrupt. You understand me? Because of the influence she has with the husband. That's the only benefit I would say that Nigerians can benefit from her. So I'm not going to say whether Jonathan is corrupt or not, because I don't have any evidence to the contrary, but I know that people around him are corrupt. So I will tell the wife that to know that people are watching. There's nothing that is hidden under the sun. You know, he should try to limit corruption so people will not be going to militancy, kidnapping, and Islamic extremism because they don't have opportunity. That is what is giving rise to all this Boko Haram, kidnapping. Now, today I'm talking to you now, I heard that the commissioner in River State has been kidnapped for ransom. They just released the kidnapped Hope Harima, the current commissioner for higher education in Delta State. So these are symptoms of the incompetence and corruption is going on in Nigeria. People don't have opportunity. So that's what is going on. If I may comment.
Yeah, okay, go on.
Jonathan is not accused to do any good for Nigeria. First, this man knows what is the problem in Nigeria. And a lot of suggestions have been given to him on how to go about solving the problems in Nigeria. For example, he set up a commission to look into the bloated bureaucracy. The commission headed by retired Brigadier Danjuma advised him to reduce the number of his cabinet. For example, this man has over 40 advisors. He refused. And a lot of other things have been suggested to him, but he would not do any of those things. So Jonathan is not ready to do anything good for Nigeria.
All right, Alex Kabba, let me come to you with the last question because we are out of time. But let me ask you, we had this report that the joint task force, they were able to arrest another commander of Boko Haram in the home of a senator in Maiduguri. What are you hearing, and do you think that they actually getting hold of control of this insecurity in the north?
No, I don't think that they are not really. They are just scratching the surface. You know, the last time that when the Azazi was the former national security advisor, you know, you forgot that on this same roundtable, I pleaded with them that they should now change the security arrangement where the SSS PG, who is from the South, and the NSA, who is from the also South, and they should switch it so that they can get somebody from the North to balance it so that we can know where what is causing it. And they did that. The government only did that. They brought Dasuki as the new NSA. So it's balanced now, but I really don't know how serious they are of fighting this militancy called Boko Haram, because the people who are really controlling it, we don't see. They don't touch people like that. It is only those people that are just the foot soldiers that we start hearing they have captured them. There are two governors. There are two governors. One is of ex-governor of Borno State, Modu Sharif, who's supposed to be father of Boko Haram in Nigeria. He works today free. He lives in Abuja and go abroad because he cannot go to Maiduguri, where he has created a monster, a fertility monster. But they leave him to run around and you follow the foot soldier. They have not been able to track where the money is coming from this bankroller and killers of Nigerians. Because these people in Mumbai, they are Nigerians. The innocent people that they kill are Nigerians. Because so until they're able to connect the report of who is actually bankrolling Boko Haram, is it coming from foreign sources or is it coming from these politicians who are using it to maintain their hold on power in the north? These are the things that the new NSA, Colin Dasuki, somebody Dasuki should look into, because now they have come in to clean the mess of, they are saying that as he was not doing his job well, now he has been appointed to those which want to give him time to settle down, but we also want to see some early results. So, in the long run, I would say that they should look for the big fish, because if the supply of money stops, Boko Haram will stop.
All right, thank you so much. I want to thank Alex Kabba for joining us on the roundtable, and also Bayo Oluwasanmi. Thank you so much for joining us on the roundtable.
You're welcome.
So when we come back, we are going to have a special segment where we will talk about Fela. This week, there is a big celebration in Lagos to mark the 74th birthday of Fela and Anikulapo Kuti. And we will have somebody here in the studio who will help us to remember the legacy of Fela. Also, remember that we are going to have Dr. Damages and Keeping It Real sometime during this broadcast. And coming up next will be Skype calls. That will be your chance to now get involved in some of these discussions we are having about election in Ondo State, about kidnapping in Nigeria, about the return of patients, anything you want to talk about. And of course, our question of the day is, if you had the chance to vote in the upcoming election in the United States, who will you vote for? We want to hear from you and then discuss with other viewers of our show. So stay tuned, we'll be right back.
If you're not in the phone.